Hello, welcome to another episode of Speak Your Piece. I'm Ronnie Q, and today I thought I'd just talk about something that I told myself I wasn't going to touch base on. But what we're going to do is we're going to discuss people and their ways to handle accountability. There's a word that's being thrown around lately like it's a buzzword or something, as if the word never existed before. I find that it's very hard for some people to understand the true definition of accountability and how it operates in a societal construct and where it applies. I've noticed that with the word accountability, it falls under the umbrella of, most of the time, from what I've been seeing across the board, internet, social media, mainstream media, uh, news media. Accountability mostly falls under more like playing the blame game. It's like pointing fingers. Personal accountability is usually something that you've done that you don't, that you know that you have to put yourself out there to let everyone know maybe something went wrong, maybe something went right, whatever else. But, political accountability is another thing. Holding, government officials and everybody else accountable for things they've said or done or put in place that affects the entirety. Social accountability, having to understand the things that you put into the public eye or put out on the so-called internet, um, out there that can effectively either affect a certain demographic, a certain group of people, or a certain individual. Um, I'm not gonna be long-winded about the issue. I'm just gonna say it like this. Most of the time, I think we as a people or humanity itself find it really hard to be accountable for things that we do, because that means we have to face our wrongdoings, face our faults, and let's just be honest. Some of us think that we're infallible, and we're not. We are all, you know, born with flaws. We are not infallible. We are born with flaws. Nothing about us, screams perfection. Whether it be from the simplest of things to the most difficult of things. You have to be honest with yourself. It's something that you say or do to someone, or to a certain degree of what you say and do in the public eye, or what you put out there. The reality is, the hardest thing I say that people do sometimes with accountability is they want to hold a disproportionate form of accountability to where it's like, oh, it's my fault, but such and such and such and such did this. So this is why I did this. Instead of taking full responsibility of what they've said or done. It's like, okay, I threw the rock and broke the window. Now I want to hide my hands, but I'm going to say, okay, I threw the rock, but, my friend was right there with me, so he deserves the blame too. That's not full blown accountability. You take what you've done, you be responsible, you be accountable. You don't just say, okay, um, you're accountable for things that I've done, so I can, live with a free conscience. I can live guilt free because, I'm saying that you're at fault because you didn't stop me. So let me see how that works. If you're a full blown adult, and you commit a crime, say something, do something, or hurt someone's feelings, or anything of that measure, and you blame something that someone else did somewhere else so that you don't have to be held responsible for it, is that how it works? Um, and I'm learning, because that I've noticed that I'm learning that the more our society becomes dependent upon social media and mainstream media for for its ideals and its let's just say approval, that people don't want to be held accountable for anything. They'd rather sweep it under the rug, or hide their hands, or hide behind the door, or and say that okay, well, if this person hadn't said this, I wouldn't have said this. That's not being really truthful with yourself. I mean, is it really that hard? This is the question I want to ask, and I want some comments. So I really do want some engagement on this. I want you to like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you got to do. Give me your thoughts on what you think, what you personally think what accountability should be, and we can discuss that. I just think that it's so much of a detriment to our society when all we are doing is, you know, delegating blame or passing the blame, so to speak, onto someone else when something that we've done becomes harmful, becomes negative, becomes prejudicial, becomes, just a complete cult. How can I say this? A complete cultivative destruction. Because a lot of time, if you look at it through through the social lens, everything that any of us, and who us we're talking about, anything any one of us do affects all of us as a whole. Because the way people view you, even though you're an individual, the way people view you, they put it under the whole thing. Suddenly, okay, he did this. Well, is that the way the rest of everybody who's like him or looks like him or acts like him, is that the way they're going to be? Or someone that's related to that way they're going to be? That's what I'm talking about. Accountability falls under that umbrella as well. I just think that sometimes we need to focus on what needs to be focused on, and that is trying to create a better system, a system that's more malleable to truth rather than to politicizing and overall just trying to engage so they can get approval from the whole entirety. I mean, when are we gonna stop playing the finger pointing game? Oh, I did this because such and such did it. Such and such did it because such and such did it. That person did this. That person did that. This is why I did it. But I'm not at fault because they hadn't did it. I wouldn't have did it in the first place. But they did it too. Why didn't you say this? Then you get nowhere. So unless we create a system that is actually working, there's no such thing as accountability in any shape, form, or fashion. Like I said, please, I need your engagement on this. Like, really, I really need to hear some thoughts on this because a lot of times I find myself, talking about this, and I feel like that there's a lot of basis for conversation on this. So again, like, subscribe, or just discuss it amongst yourselves. Give me your thoughts. Again, this has been Ronnie Q. This has been Speak Your Peace.